In the meantime, let's keep this rolling and get back to the potential arrest of Donald Trump. Chris Sununu is the Republican governor of New Hampshire, normally seen as a rhino, but even he was kind of racing to Donald Trump's defense on CNN. Watch.
I can tell you, I think it's building a lot of sympathy for the former president. I think the fact that I was with coffee this morning with some folks, and there's none of them were big Trump supporters, but they all said, they felt like he was being attacked. And as you pointed out, this is likely some sort of misdemeanor on an issue 7 years ago. This has nothing to do with January 6th. There's folks out there that still think this has something to do with January 6th. So I just think that the not just the media, but really a lot of the Democrats have misplayed this in terms of building sympathy for the former president. And it does drastically change the paradigm as we go into the 24 election.
You can see CNN is so sad that, even Republican moderates are saying this is a bad idea.
Admittedly, I mean, how can they even avoid it at this point?
Unreal. So let's go to New Hampshire. Our friend Karoline Leavitt, she served in the Trump White House and then ran for Congress herself. Came up just short, but I have a feeling she'll be back very, very soon. Karoline, first of all, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on again, guys.
We appreciate having you. So what are you hearing in the coffee shops? Because to hear a rhino governor say, I'm having coffee, and there people who don't like Trump are saying this is outrageous. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I can tell you I have been in many coffee shops here in my home state of New Hampshire, and I've also received literally hundreds of messages from New Hampshire patriots that are outraged at this political persecution of President Trump because, as our governor said, they see right through this sham. There is little legal basis for these allegations brought forth by Alvin Bragg. He is working alongside the corrupt the corrupt AG, Tish James in New York, who is also an anti-Trump Trump derangement syndrome hack who has been after him ever since. And so voters understand that this is just one more sham in the endless witch hunt that really began back in 2016 with the original campaign, with the Russian Steele dossier that was manufactured by Hillary Clinton, the Russian collusion impeachment hoax, the January 6th committee impeachment sham hearings where no pro-Trump members of Congress were allowed to put forth evidence. You have the unconstitutional raid on Mar-a-Lago, endless investigations into President Trump's taxes and his family's personal endeavors, and now this. So any righteous American, I believe, sees right through this sham. And I do believe there is going to be a massive political pushback against the left and even against moderate Republicans who truly understand they are going after President Trump because he is the only one that can truly shake up the swamp as he did in his 4 years. I was proud to be part of that in his White House. And they know if he is given back to the White House in 2024, he will do that again.
That's quite the list of things. I mean, you were doing it, and I'm like, wait, oh yeah,
Trump
there's that.
derangement syndrome hacks was my favorite.
That was that was a good point too. But what do regular patriots do? Peacefully protest? Can we take our elections back? It just seems like right now, what's the next move for people sitting at home that are feeling like, what's next? How can it get any worse?
It's a great question, and it's one that I've received from so many asking me, Karoline, what can we do? How do we reach out to the Trump campaign? We want to help. We want to get on board. And the time now is truly to fight back. This is not a time to be silent. We must peacefully protest. We must make our voices heard because this is more than just President Trump, right? This is a real weaponization of our Department of Justice, a department that has been there for decades, that has protected justice and law and order in this country. And if that federal agency is no longer seeking justice, but is only working to protect the ruling class in Washington, D.C., well, frankly, we don't have a country anymore. And I fear we are in that predicament right now. So good Americans need to make their voices heard. We need to peacefully protest. We need to get out and vote like our lives depend on it, not just in the federal race in 2024, but in all of the races up and down the ballot, our local elections too, because the left is seizing every institution in this country, and it's up to us to fight back.
Well, I know what we can do. Yeah. We can elect Karoline Leavitt to the U.S. House of Representatives. I bet she'll run again. Great. How about that?
Yeah.
You would have a fighter and a rising young conservative. Karoline, appreciate you as always. Coming up, we're going to expose the left's woke agenda. Stay awake, not woke. Sponsored by Beard Vet after a quick break.